Washington, D.C. to continue to fight for. I was the lead sponsor of a piece of legislation that was called Cut, Cap, and Balance. Cut $100 billion in immediate spending. Cap the discretionary spending. And then send to the states a balanced budget amendment. The president vowed to veto this piece of legislation. Harry Reid said it was the worst piece of legislation he had ever seen. I knew we were going in the right direction. We didn't just talk about this. We didn't put it in a brochure. We wrote it, we sponsored it, and we passed it in the House of Representatives. There are so many things like that that we will continue to fight to do, if allowed to do so. One of the things I would like to do is to move to zero-based budgeting. They should have to come to Congress each and every year and justify every single line item. To repeal No Child Left Behind, there shouldn't even be a federal Department of Education. Utah should follow Indiana's lead. Get out of Common Core. It's wrong for the federal government to do it. One of the basic foundations in our country was the idea of private property ownership. It was part of the foundation. We have to get our lands back. I fully support the state efforts to make sure that that Enabling Act is fully invoked. I also will work with the rest of the delegation, as we have, to fight to make sure that the President has the authority of his Antiquities Act taken away. The President shouldn't unilaterally be able to just sign his pen. Making sure that they give a portion of that back. It would affect 123,000 acres in Utah immediately. Just passed out of committee. Now, as we do this, we've got to make sure that the country has the imperative and the tools necessary to make this country energy independent. It's one of the most important things that we can do as a nation. On healthcare. I have voted more than 40 times to repeal Obamacare. We will keep fighting that fight and sending it over to the Senate until it's fully repealed. Our very liberty is under attack. We cannot give up every bit of liberty in the name of security. When I was first elected to Congress, I took on the TSA. They have their own way of fighting back. I can tell you that, going on as many airplanes as I do. But I will continue to fight them. On the NSA, we should not put up with them spying on Americans. Suspicionless, innocent Americans should not be spied on in any way, shape, or form. Years ago, I sponsored what's called the GPS Act. It would require federal law enforcement officials and local law enforcement officials to have a probable cause warrant in order to track somebody's geolocation. We must pass that bill. We will continue to fight against the president and his unilateral pen in every single step of the way. Part of the question I think is legitimate, having been now served in the Congress for 3 terms. Will you buck leadership? Absolutely. I'm not there to represent them. I'm here to represent Utah to Washington, not Washington to Utah. I'll give you but one example. I was one of only 9 Republicans to vote against our leadership and said, let's bring our troops home from Afghanistan. And I did that years ago. I love our troops. I love our military. But if you're going to use the United States military, then you go with everything and you fight to win. We can do more to help with our troops and our veterans, and I'm committed to doing that. But one of the most important things we can do with our Constitution is to make sure that that check and balance is in place. And you know, every day I fight against the IRS, against finding the truth in Benghazi, and making sure that we hold this administration accountable, and I will continue to do that. It's an honor and privilege to serve in the United States Congress. I could not do it without a loving family and the strength of my wife, Julie, here today. May God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America. I ask for your vote. Thank you for your consideration. Thank you.